Well, thank you. And first, just let me get your thoughts about the verdict. What's your reaction to the verdict from Friday?
Well, of course, pleased. But again, we have felt all along that this would be the verdict that we would get because we had no ill intent of what we were doing. What we did, we felt justified in doing. We felt that we had to make a stand. We had to get attention to what was happening, and we did it peacefully. So we believe that once the jury saw the truth and saw the true story and not what the media was spinning, that they would see what was really happening and come up with that verdict. So we were very pleased with that.
Several of the other defendants, including several attorneys, have said, even though they believed in their case, they were still surprised and shocked, is one word I heard, and were almost preparing for the other result. Was that something that was going through your mind as well?
Not at all. Of course, I live in the dark. I mean, I'm in a maximum security cell 20 hours a day. And so maybe I'm the naive one, but I did not think that. I felt and understood and believed that we would be found not guilty. And especially the last couple days of deliberation, I began to really feel and believe that we would be at least a hung jury, if not a verdict of not guilty. So anyway, maybe I'm the naive one, but I am being honest when I say that I did feel that the jury had been given enough of the truth to see what was truly going on, and that we would be found not guilty.
What do you think this means for the movement moving forward? This verdict.
Well, obviously it does indicate us, and this issue is a lot bigger than just this movement ourselves. We have a government, particularly the federal government, that is completely out of bounds. Make sure that the federal government does not come and abuse people and it puts limits on them. We have to enforce those limits. And if the states are not willing to enforce the limits on the federal government, which they haven't been, primarily because of funding, federal funding, they're afraid to lose it. And the counties are the same. And if they won't enforce the limits that the people have placed upon the federal government, then the people have to. And that's what we were doing. And we have to continue to do that. And our intent is to do it peacefully and to do it in a way that will basically bring it to a point so that people will get that thousand-pound gorilla back in its cage.
Do you think the jury was trying to send a message to the government? The jury is made up of citizens in how they reacted to the presentation of the case and the ideas that the government was putting forward. Do you think the jury was, in its own small way, taking a stand against that?
Absolutely. I mean, it may not have been 100% in, alignment with our points. It may have been as well, but there was 12 individuals on that jury, and they did unanimously come across with a verdict of not guilty. And I think there was a huge reason for that, and that was, one, is the government was trying the entire time, and it did appear the courts was sustaining them in keeping the truth from the jury. And also, they would not allow the Constitution to be read, referenced, or even used as a display in the courtroom. And I think the jury took offense to that. Why would the government try to hide the truth? Is not a trial to expose the truth. why would the court limit the Constitution from being referenced and read and used as an exhibit? Why would that be if they're not afraid of it? And that is the truth. The Constitution is very clear in black and white. It limits the federal government, and in the federal court, they do not want to be limited. And I think the jury saw that, and I think they were offended by it.
What was your reaction after the reading of the jury verdict with the marshals and your attorney, and what transpired in the courtroom?
Well, obviously my attorney is a good attorney because he fights for his client, and I want that to be said first of all. He's not your typical, in my view, attorney. That's why I retained him. However, if he did have a legal, valid point that the marshals did not have a hold on me in Nevada, and they could not produce it. In fact, even after he was released, after they arrested him, he still insisted on them producing that paperwork, and they couldn't. They kept saying, "We know we have it, but we can't find it," even in their own system. So he was right, and again, it just goes to show that government has rules and laws and processes that the people have placed upon them, and one is not to arrest or detain an individual without a warrant or without cause, and they didn't have it, and he knew it, so he made that issue. And then they surrounded him, and I for the life of me, cannot figure out why they acted in such force. He raised his hand. The judge said to the marshals, "Back off, gentlemen," and then they attacked him. And then it ended up being to the point where they tased him, and they drug my brother and I and David Fry off in the back room. And again, it just shows that our government is willing to go to force immediately, rather than realizing that they have laws that the people have placed upon them that they must follow. And they just cannot seem to understand and just want to use force immediately rather than working it out, through a legitimate process in which the people have placed upon them. And so I think it just makes just exemplifies exactly what we're standing for.
And what's next? We're almost out of time. We got a couple minutes, but what's next for you this week? How are you preparing? Are you preparing to go back to Nevada? And then what is your feeling? How optimistic are you about the next case, since you were successful in this one?
Well, I'll be transferred here soon down to Nevada, the way it seems. And I have not looked at a lot of the evidence, but I know what we did down there. And they came at surrounded our ranch, put it under siege. The best way I can explain it is like in Red Dawn style. And we began to film them of their views of beating us, throwing us on the ground, sticking dogs on us, tasing us, snipers on the hills, red dots on our bodies and our children, our wives. And we began to film it. And people from all across the country came and stood with us. And they ended up leaving after the sheriff demanded they leave. And I think, and invite everybody to go look what really happened to that and see how abusive and how aggressive our government has become. And I'm very optimistic that, and very excited to be able to expose the truth down there, continue on a national audience, and to show how we must stand, or our government will continue to be out of hand. It'll get worse and worse until
okay.
our lives are taken.
I'm going to lose you any minute, but just do you think that there will be more movements, more protests of this nature soon, and in the in different parts of the country?
Well, I think we have a good example of one going on right now in the Dakotas, the Dakotas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's exactly it's the federal government violating their treaties and trying to take rights away from the people. And they're fighting the exact same thing that we're fighting. And it's very similar. And we have to realize what's happening and stand in support and stop trying to divide ourselves and unite in this cause that is so important for all individuals and for our states and our counties and for our families and for our children.
Mm-hmm. Was your family prepared for you to possibly go to prison for an extended period of time?
We're prepared to do what it takes to defend our rights and the rights of our neighbors. And if that means we have to go to prison, then that's what it means. Of course, we don't want to, but and we don't believe we will. We believe that we have been protected. We were protected at the ranch in 2014. We were protected here in Oregon, and we believe that the Lord will continue to protect us in Nevada through this next trial. And we believe that when you stand for what is right, those are the results.
Mm-hmm. Will Mr. Mumford be your attorney in Nevada as well?
I've not decided that.
You have 1 minute remaining on your call.
Have 1 minute left.
I have not decided that, and so I just a little too early to make that decision.
Okay. Just, I guess one last question, just again with your family. I know a lot of people were thinking about the others involved. You know, families are always a part of, even though they're not in the courtroom necessarily. How have they held up, and what's been their reaction?
As far as my family goes, we're just very grateful. We believe that the Lord has acted for us, and we just look forward to being together again as a family.
Okay. And how's your brother doing? How are the other defendants doing?
Doing well. My brother's birthday was yesterday. He turned 44. I haven't seen him. They separated us right after